I am now discussing on the laboratory experiments, that is instrumental analysis cycle, part A cycle of your experiments. Okay, so one part is there in your theory, that is instrumental analysis along with nanomaterials, that is module 5. Some of the experiments we have discussed in the module, that is instrumental analysis, and some of the experiments are also there in your lab. Okay. So I am now discussing the one such experiment whose theory part we have already discussed in the theory, that is in the syllabus. Now I am showing you the experimental part of the that experiment, that is colorimetric estimation of copper. Okay. So colorimetric estimation of copper is an experiment wherein you find out the concentration or measure the concentration of the copper ions depending upon the absorbance. Right. So the copper ions will be absorbing radiation. By finding out how much absorbance has taken place, we can also find out how much copper ions are present. Okay. So in this experiment, what we do is we take the sample and we pass radiation. When we pass radiation into any sample, the radiation, a part of it is absorbed by the metal ions present in the sample. A part is transmitted and another part is reflected. Okay. So the incident ray is a addition of, or the sum of reflected light plus absorbed light plus transmitted light. Okay. So you can take a specially designed glass wherein there is no reflection. Therefore, whatever light is incident of the sample, a part is absorbed, remaining is transmitted. Okay. So if transmission is more, absorbance will be less. So by measuring how much is absorbed, you can find out the concentration of the metal ions. Okay. So the colorimeter experiment deals with absorbance, but here there is one disadvantage, one drawback. The drawback is colorimeter is an instrument where you can measure the concentration of metal ions only if they are colored. Right. So only colored metal ions or those metal ions which get converted into a colored complex when you add some other reagent can be analyzed by this instrument. Okay. So in your syllabus you have the colorimetric estimation of copper. So we will be giving you copper sulfate solution. What you have to do is you have to report us how much a copper sulfate solution was given to you. Right. That means what is the concentration of copper ions present in the sample solution what we have given. Just by finding out the measure absorbance, we cannot tell how much copper ions are present. Okay. This colorimeter is based on, the instrument is based on a combined law, that is Lambert's law and Beer's law. Right. So Lambert's law and Beer's law, explaining that Lambert's law, see, let us assume we have taken a solution sample in a small test tube. Okay, and I have passed the radiation. How much is absorbed depends upon the number of ions. How much is absorbed will be displayed in the instrument. Okay, now what I do is I take the same solution, but I will take in a big beaker and pass the radiation. There also there will be absorbance, but the absorbance will be more because you have taken more volume of the solution. When there is more volume of the solution, the number of copper ions also will be more. That means as the thickness or the volume of the medium increases, the absorbance also increases. That is Lambert's law. Lambert's law states that as the thickness or volume of the solution sample increases, absorbance also increases. Next is Beer's law. Beer's law states that, see, suppose let us assume I have taken copper sulfate or some absorbing solution in a sample holder. Maybe I have taken 1 molar solution and pass radiation. The metal ions will absorb. I will get it will be displayed, I can measure the absorbance. Now if I take a more concentrated solution, let us assume I have taken 10 molar solution. Initially I had taken 1 molar, now I have taken 10 molar. Now I pass the radiation. The absorbance of this solution will obviously be greater than the previous solution because there I have taken 1 molar, here I have taken 10 molar. The concentration is more. As the concentration increases, the number of metal ions also increases. Therefore, Beer's law states that as the concentration increases, absorbance also increases. But in this instrument, it's a combined law, Beer-Lambert's law, which states that the absorbance is dependent on both the concentration as well volume or thickness of the medium. Okay. So now only by giving you the sample solution, you cannot report us how much copper ions are present. For this, we need to draw a calibration graph. That means first we should measure the absorbance of a known concentration solution. Okay, so series of known concentration solution we have to prepare. We have to measure the absorbance of all these solutions and then take the sample what is given to you, measure the absorbance of that also, then compare the absorbance to the standard solutions what you have prepared. Only then you can find out the absorbance of the absorbance or concentration of the metal ions in the given sample. Okay. So the first part of the experiment is we need a calibration graph. That means we need to prepare standard solution. For the preparation of standard solution, you all will be given 5 standard flasks. Okay, and what you have to do is you have to prepare the standard solutions in the series. Okay. Okay, now I have taken copper sulfate solution because your aim of the experiment is to find out the concentration of copper. Okay, now copper sulfate I have filled in the burette. What I do is you all will be given 5 standard flasks. Okay, so now what you will do is you are now preparing the solutions of known concentration. So what I do is I will take 2 ml of copper sulfate in the first one, 4 ml in the second, 6 ml, 8 ml, 10 ml. So in all these standard flasks, I will be taking known concentration of copper sulfate. Okay, so now just I am taking 2 ml in the first one, then 4 ml in the second one, 4 ml in the second one, and so I have taken 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 ml of known copper sulfate solution. I have taken in a 50 ml standard flask. Now what I do is I have to make it up to the mark because I am preparing a standard solution 50 ml capacity. Okay, so now just to see the color of copper sulfate, it is almost very light color. Okay, and in the beginning I have told you this instrument is sensitive to color. It can analyze only colored solutions. Now if I make it up to the mark, it is almost colorless and the instrument will not recognize it. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to add 5 ml of ammonia solution, ammonium hydroxide, to all these standard flasks. See now what happens when I add ammonia. Okay, so I am now adding ammonia to the standard flask. Okay, see what happened, the color intensified. That means ammonia reacted with the copper, it formed cuprammonium complex, and the color of cuprammonium complex is this dark blue. Okay, now I am not varying the concentration of copper because I am not adding copper, I am adding ammonia, but ammonia reacts with the already present copper and forms a blue color complex, and now it is dark blue. The instrument can find or be sensitive to the copper ions. Okay, so similarly I need to add 5 ml of ammonia to all the solutions. Okay, I shall be adding ammonia to all the solutions. Later what I do is I have to make it up to the mark. So all the 5 solutions, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 ml of copper sulfate, 5 ml of ammonia, and then now I am making it up to the mark using distilled water. Okay, so now I have prepared the solution. One solution I am showing, similarly you are preparing all the solutions. Okay, so now after making it up to the mark, you will be mixing well for uniform concentration. Okay, all the solutions you have to mix well for uniform concentration. Okay, now I have prepared all the solutions, 2 ml of copper sulfate, 4 ml, 6 ml, 8 ml, 10 ml of copper sulfate, added 5 ml for all the standard flasks, and I have made it up to the mark and I have mixed well for uniform concentration. Now what I have to do is I have to find out the absorbance, I mean concentration of copper ions in these solutions. Okay, now for that I will be using the colorimeter experiment. It is not calorimeter, it is colorimeter. Okay. So now this is the colorimeter meter, and here you will be taking the sample in a sample holder whose it is made up of a special glass which does not show any reflection. It is called as cuvette. Okay. So I will be taking the sample in the cuvette. What I do is I will take the sample, keep it in the sample holder, and then record the absorbance. Okay. Now before recording the absorbance, we need to calibrate the instrument. Okay. Calibration of instrument means, see, when you pass radiation, now visible light or radiation contains various wavelength. Okay. So the copper or any metal ions absorbs maximum at a particular wavelength. All the other radiations also it will absorb, but at a particular wavelength it will absorb maximum. Okay. That is called lambda max. We need to calibrate the instrument or set the instrument for lambda max. Now how to find out lambda max? How to find out lambda max? You take a solution, maybe some solution I have taken. I will pass the radiation of all wavelength. Maybe I will start from 400 nanometers I will pass, record the absorbance, 410, 420, 430, like that all the wavelength I will pass. I will go on recording the absorbance of all the wavelengths. Then when I just go through the readings, I can see that there is a maximum absorbance, and the corresponding wavelength is called as lambda max. Okay. And it is found that for copper the maximum wavelength is 590, not maximum wavelength, maximum absorption is at 590 nanometers. So what I do is I have to set the instrument for 590 nanometers. Here there is a filter. Now this is a filter. There you have to set it to 590. You have different filters, and the function of this filter is to retain only 590 nanometers and then filter off the rest wavelength. Okay. So now what I do is I will take the sample holder. Okay. Before that, see, for preparing the solutions, what and all I have taken? I have taken ammonia, I have taken water, I have taken copper sulfate. My intention is copper sulfate should absorb, that is copper ions should absorb. But I do not know, there may be something in ammonia or water which is also capable of absorbing, and that will also add up to copper concentration if it is also interfering in the absorbance. So what I should do is I should nullify the absorbance of any other things. Okay. For that we need to set the instrument such that it should not absorb when there is no copper. That means if I don't add copper, or if the solution does not contain copper, it should show zero absorbance. Okay. Now how do I do that? I need to prepare a blank solution. What is a blank solution? A blank solution is a solution which is prepared by adding the sample. By not adding the sample, you have to make it up to the mark. For example, you have to take 5 ml of ammonia as you have taken for the rest of the standard flask. You have to take 5 ml of ammonia and then you have to make it up to the mark. Okay. Same like other solutions, but copper sulfate is not there. Okay. That is called blank solution. So similarly, I have prepared the blank solution. I have taken it in the sample holder. Okay. Now what I do is I will keep it in the sample holder. I have set the instrument for 590 nanometers. I have kept the sample holder, kept in the sample holder, and the readings shown is 0.00. That means now this does not absorb, there is nothing which absorbs. Okay. Sometimes it will not show 0.00, it will show some number like 0.01 or minor, like that it will show some variations will be there. In that case, here there is a button, a red color button, and if you have to press it to this button and set it to 0. Okay. So you pressing this button, you have to make it to 0. Now what you are doing is you are making the instrument set to 0 absorbance at 0 concentration of copper. Okay. Now after this you have to take the first solution. Okay. Now first solution you have to take in the cuvette. Now see, we know that this instrument is working on two laws, Lambert's law and Beer's law. We know that Lambert's law, Beer's law means it depends upon the concentration. That's what we want to find out. We want to find out the concentration. But what about Lambert's law? Lambert's law states that the absorbance is dependent on volume or concentration, right? Not concentration, volume or thickness of the medium. Now I need to nullify the Lambert's law because I can find out the concentration only if Beer's law is operating. Okay. So how to nullify the Lambert's law? I can nullify it by taking the solutions of same thickness. Every time I take the same thickness, therefore the volume does not change. So absorbance only depends upon the concentration. Okay. So by taking the same thickness, how can I take this? I will be using the same cuvette for all the measurements. That time the thickness will always remain the same. Okay. So now first I am taking the first solution. What I do is I will take the first solution, a little bit I will be taking, okay, and then I will be rinsing, okay, rinsing, and now I take the first solution. Okay, I will fill the cuvette. This is called the cuvette. Now what I do is I have to wipe the surface of this cuvette, because there may be some drops of copper sulphate on this. If it enters the instrument, it will corrode the instrument. Another thing is, if there is a droplet, it will vary the thickness. Okay, it is said that after wiping you should not even touch, because your fingerprints also will vary the thickness. Okay, so now you have to wipe properly, and then I am keeping it in the sample holder. When I keep in the sample holder, see readings I have got. Okay, so I have got 0.09. Okay, so next what I will be doing is I will be discarding the first solution. Okay, washing the cuvette with the water. I will take a little bit water and I will discard, and then I will be taking the second solution. Okay, second solution I am taking. Okay, wiping it. Now second solution, after washing with water, I have to rinse. Okay, rinsing. Okay, so now I have taken the reading. Now this is the first one. I have taken the reading. It is showing 0.03, 02 like that. Then the second one I have taken. What I have discarded the first solution. I have rinsed it with water, and then I have rinsed it with the second solution. After rinsing with the second solution, I have to rinse the solution. You have to discard. Again the third, it has to be filled with the second solution after rinsing. Okay. Now the sample, after taking that, I will have to keep it in the sample holder and record the readings. Similarly, I have to take the readings of all the solutions. Okay, that means first solution, second solution, and after each solution you have to wash it with water and rinse it with the next solution, and then you have to fill it with the next solution and then take the readings. Okay, so now we have to record the absorbance of all these solutions, that is 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. Okay, now what you know, we will be giving you one sample. Okay, unknown concentration. That means here you know how much copper sulphate you have added, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. But in the solution what we give, we will not be telling how much copper sulphate is added. Okay, by doing the experiment you have to tell us, you have to report us how much copper sulphate is given to you. Okay, so sample we will give you. What you have to do is you have to take the sample. For that also you have to add 5 ml of ammonia, make it up to the mark, mix well for uniform concentration, take in the same cuvette, measure the absorbance. Okay, so now measure the absorbance. So now sample will be given to you. You just have to add 5 ml of ammonia and make it up to the mark. After making it up to the mark, you have to mix well for uniform concentration and take in the same cuvette. Now I have taken in the cuvette and I have kept in the instrument, and now I have seen the readings. Okay, 0.09. Okay, 0.09 is the absorbance of sample, that is unknown concentration solution, and you know this concentration of the rest of all the solutions. Okay. See, now I have taken a manual. This is colorimetric estimation of copper. Okay, so now in the tabular columns, see, for volume of copper sulphate 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, I have recorded the absorbance 0.02, 0.06, 0.9, 0.13, 0.14, and we have set the instrument for 0 absorbance for black. Okay, so now I have recorded the test solution absorbance also in this column. Optical density means absorbance. Okay, so now we have to fill this weight of copper sulphate in milligrams. For this you have to see here, see, information is given here, like 1 copper cc 1 ml of copper sulphate contains, let me change this, 1.2. Okay, 1 cc of copper sulphate solution contains 1.2 mg of copper. That means 1 ml of copper sulphate contains 1.2 mg of copper ions. Similarly, 2 ml contains how much? 2 ml contains 2 into 1.2. Similarly, 4 ml contains 4 into 1.2. 6 ml contains 6 into 1.2. 8 into 1.2. 10 into 1.2, because here everywhere you know the volume. So you can multiply by 1.2 and find out the amount of copper ions present. In the test solution there is no copper ions. In the not blank solution there is no copper ions. But in the test solution we don't know how much volume you have taken. But you know the absorbance. You can find out the volume by plotting a graph. Okay. So now what I do is I have taken a graph sheet. Okay. Along the x-axis I have taken, see, along the x-axis you have to take volume of copper sulphate solution. See, I have taken 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Then along the y-axis you have to take the optical density, that is absorbance. Okay, so I have marked here 0.0246, like that you have marked. Okay, now we need to plot the graph. Okay, now first initially let us write the scale. Scale is along the x-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 2 ml. Okay, so because here you have taken 2 ml. Along the y-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 0.02 units, because here you have taken 2 units. Okay, now let me take the readings. For 2 ml 0.02, so for 2 ml 0.02. Okay, for 4 ml 0.06, for 4 ml 0.06, then for 6 ml 0.09. 09 is here. So now I have plotted all the points. Now what I do is I have to draw a straight line. It is not joining of points. You have to draw a straight line in such a way that you are giving equal importance to all the points. Okay, so now I will draw a line here. Okay, so this line should be a straight line and it should pass through origin. Okay, why it should pass through origin? Because you have set the instrument for 0 absorbance. At 0 concentration of copper sulphate there is no absorbance. So absorbance should be 0. That means it should pass through origin. So now this is called the calibration graph. You may not get all the points along this straight line. Some will scatter depending upon the readings. Okay, but it is not joining of points. Okay, now you know the absorbance of the test solution. You have recorded as 0.09. Okay, now along the y-axis you have taken absorbance only. So let me mark 0.09. It is somewhere here. Okay, now what I do is I will draw perpendicular to the calibration graph. Where it cuts the line, I will draw perpendicular to the x-axis. Okay, so now what is this? The volume is now here 6.2 ml. Okay, one line is 0.2 ml, right? Because 10 lines is 2 ml, one line is 0.2 ml. So this is 6.2. Okay, so from the, what is this 6.2? That's the volume of copper sulphate. That is what we have to report. Volume of copper sulphate, copper ions in the sample. Okay, now from the graph I have got 6.2 ml. Okay, 6.2. Actually I had taken 6 ml. Okay. Now I have got 6.2 ml from the graph. I will be writing it here. Volume of copper ions in the test solution is 6.2 ml. Now therefore the weight of copper in the test solution. We know that we have found out the weight of different solutions here by multiplying by 1.2, because we know that for 1 ml there is 1.2 mg of copper. Now we got 6.2 ml. So for 6.2 ml how much? It is 6 6.2 into 1.2, that is 7.2 milligrams. Okay, so 7.2 milligrams is the reporting answer. Okay, that means there is 7.2 mg of copper ions in the given sample. Okay, so now this is colorimetric experiment. Now you will be getting the marks depending upon the difference between the volume that you report and the correct value what you have given. Okay, for example, here you are given with I had taken 6 ml, but according to the graph I have got 6.2 ml. Okay, plus or minus 0.5 ml you will get full marks. After that the marks goes on reducing. So depending upon the difference between the correct value and your reported value, you will be awarded the marks.